The notification lit up my phone at 9:47 a.m. on Super Bowl Sunday. My heart stopped. There they were, my two brothers, Drew and Jay, grinning like idiots in a stadium selfie. Front row seats. The caption read, "Can't believe we made it. Dream come true." But those weren't their tickets. They were mine. I had won them 3 weeks ago after beating 847 other employees in our company's annual sales competition. I stumbled backward into my kitchen counter, my coffee mug slipping from my hand and shattering on the tile floor. My legs went numb as I rushed to my bedroom and yanked open the locked drawer of my nightstand. The envelope that held those tickets, the ones with my name printed right on them, was gone. The lock hadn't been broken. Someone had picked it. My hands shook as I grabbed my phone and typed out a message to our family group chat. But I didn't send what I wanted to say. Instead, I wrote 2 words. "Enjoy the game." Then I sat on the edge of my bed and made a decision that would change everything. My name is Ty, and that was the moment I stopped being their victim. Growing up as the middle child in the Walker family meant growing up invisible. Drew was 5 years older, the golden son who could do no wrong. Jay was 3 years younger, the baby who got away with everything. And me. I was the one they forgot at soccer practice. The one whose birthday got combined with Jay's to save time. When Drew got his first car at 16, I got a lecture about how I needed to be more grateful. When Jay failed out of college twice, Mom paid for a 3rd try. When I graduated with honors and got my first real job, nobody came to the ceremony. "You don't need us there," Mom had said on the phone. "You're independent." But when I won those Super Bowl tickets after working 80-hour weeks for 6 months straight, suddenly everyone cared. Drew had joked at Sunday dinner 2 weeks before the game. "Man, you don't even like football that much. What a waste on you." I had laughed it off. I didn't realize he wasn't joking. He was planning. I pulled up the security app on my phone with trembling fingers. My apartment building had cameras in the hallways, and I had installed one inside my own front door after my laptop went missing last year. I scrolled back through the footage to yesterday afternoon. 2:34 p.m. Drew letting himself in with a key I had never given him. He went straight to my bedroom. 4 minutes later, he emerged with an envelope in his hand. My envelope. The video quality was clear enough to see him smiling. This wasn't some impulsive mistake. They had planned this for weeks, maybe longer. Drew must have copied my spare key months ago during Thanksgiving when I let him crash on my couch. And the cloud backup for my security footage. When I checked the settings, someone had deleted the automatic upload to the cloud last Tuesday. They had thought of everything. But they made one mistake. They left my custom jersey behind, the one I had ordered special for the game with my employee number on it. It was still hanging in my closet, untouched. Like a trophy. Like proof they knew exactly what they were stealing. I called Mom with my hands still shaking. She picked up on the 5th ring, her voice bright and cheerful. "Ty, did you see your brothers made it to the game?" My throat tightened. "Mom, those were my tickets. They stole them from my apartment." Silence. Then, "Are you sure you didn't misplace them, honey? You've been working so hard, maybe you forgot where you put them." I felt something crack inside my chest. "Mom, I have video of Drew taking them from my locked drawer." Another pause. "Well, it's just a game, Ty. Don't make this into something bigger than it needs to be. Your brothers were so excited." That was when I knew. She had known all along. Maybe she hadn't helped them physically steal the tickets, but she had given them permission in every way that mattered. She had probably told them where I kept important things. She had always shared my private information with them like I didn't deserve boundaries. "Just a game," I repeated quietly. "Right. Thanks, Mom." I hung up before she could say anything else. I stared at my phone for a long moment, then opened my notes app and started writing down everything I could remember. Every dismissal. Every favoritism. Every time I had been made to feel small. This wasn't about football tickets anymore. The memories came flooding back, sharper than I wanted them to be. My 10th birthday when Drew got a new bike and I got a pack of socks because you needed them anyway. The Christmas when Jay unwrapped a PlayStation while I got a used graphing calculator because, "You're the smart one, you'll use it more." Family dinners where Drew talked about his mediocre sales job like he was running a Fortune 500 company, while I sat quietly eating even though I had just landed my biggest client of the year. Nobody asked about my work. Nobody cared. Last Thanksgiving, Jay had mocked my apartment in front of the whole family. "It's so small, man. When are you gonna get a real place?" I lived in a one-bedroom because I was saving money, being responsible. Jay lived with mom and hadn't paid rent in 4 years. But I was the punchline. The Super Bowl tickets were supposed to be different. For once, I had won something they couldn't take credit for. Something that proved I was good at what I did. The contest had nearly killed me. 12-hour days, weekend calls, pitches that I practiced until my voice went hoarse. And when I won, when they announced my name at the company meeting, I had felt something I hadn't felt in years. Pride. My brothers were about to learn that pride has a price. Something switched off inside me that morning. The part of me that wanted their approval, that craved mom's attention, that hoped someday they would see me as an equal, died. I sat at my kitchen table and opened my laptop. I started a new folder on my desktop and labeled it simply, Evidence. Then I went to work. I screenshotted every Instagram post from the stadium. I saved the family group chat messages. I downloaded the security footage and backed it up in 3 different places. I went through my phone and found every text message where Drew had asked to borrow money and never paid me back. Every voicemail from Jay asking for a favor. Every email from mom asking me to be the bigger person when they screwed me over. I found photos from birthdays where my gifts sat forgotten in the corner. Messages where they canceled plans with me last minute. A recording from 2 years ago where Drew laughed and called me just an intern, even though I had been promoted months before. Took me 4 hours to organize everything into a timeline. By the time I finished, the game was in the 3rd quarter. My phone buzzed with a message from Jay. "Bro, this game is insane. Best seats ever." I stared at it for a long moment. Then I typed back, "So happy for you guys." I wasn't going to confront them. Not yet. I was going to destroy them. Monday morning I created a fake Instagram account using a random name and a stock photo. Then I scrolled through Drew's public profile until I found the Super Bowl post. 47 likes. Comments from friends congratulating him. I tapped the like button from my fake account, then left a comment. "Didn't you just post last week about being broke? Crazy how things work out." I watched the comments sit there for 20 minutes before someone else liked it. Then another person. By lunchtime, 3 of Drew's friends had replied with laughing emojis. Someone else commented, "Bro, how did you afford these? Thought you were between jobs." Drew deleted both comments within the hour, but I had screenshots. Then I did the same thing on Jay's post. From a different fake account I commented, "These are incredible seats. What company do you work for that gives these out?" Jay, ever the idiot, replied, "My brother's company hooked us up." I smiled at my screen. The seeds were planted. Now I just had to wait for them to grow. By Tuesday afternoon, one of Drew's friends had sent him a direct message asking if the tickets were legit. I knew this because Drew, in a panic, had texted our family group chat. "Did anyone talk to Connor about the tickets? He's asking weird questions." I didn't respond. Neither did Jay. Mom sent 3 question marks. Wednesday morning my phone buzzed with a private message from Drew. "Hey man, can we talk?" I let it sit for 2 hours before responding. "Sure, what's up?" The 3 typing dots appeared and disappeared 4 times before his message finally came through. "Look, about the tickets. I know you're probably upset. But don't make this a big deal, okay? I can split the value with you if that helps. Maybe $500. I read the message 3 times, letting the rage simmer down to something colder and more useful. He was offering me $500 for tickets worth over $4,000. And he phrased it like he was doing me a favor. I typed back, "I'm not sure what you mean. Upset about what?" The typing dots appeared immediately. "The Super Bowl tickets. I know they were yours." "Oh." I was wondering where those went. Thought I lost them. You found them. Long pause. Ty, don't play dumb. I'm not playing anything, Drew. I'm confused about what you want me to say. He didn't respond for 6 hours. When he finally did, it was just, forget it. But I could feel his panic through the screen. He had expected me to yell, to accuse, to make it easy for him to paint me as the crazy brother who overreacts. Instead, I gave him silence. And that silence was louder than any accusation I could have screamed. Thursday night, I made my first public move. I had been sitting on an old video for 3 years, something I had recorded at a family barbecue and forgot about. In the clip, Drew and Jay are standing by the grill, drinking beer and laughing. You can hear them talking about me. Ty thinks he's so smart with his little office job, Drew says, loud enough for the camera to catch. Jay laughs. Yeah, and in turn calling himself a professional. That's cute. He'll figure it out when he's 40 and still making nothing, Drew adds. They clink bottles and laugh harder. I had been standing 10 feet away when they said it. I had been a junior analyst, not an intern, and I was making more than both of them combined. But I had never said anything. I had swallowed it like I swallowed everything else. Not anymore. I uploaded the old video to TikTok with a simple overlay. 3 years ago they said this. Last week they stole my Super Bowl tickets. Then I added a second clip, the screenshot of them at the game, grinning like they had won the lottery. The video went live at 9 p.m. By midnight it had 17,000 views. By Friday morning it had 200,000. The comments section was brutal. These guys are trash. This is what narcissistic family looks like. She needs to sue them. I didn't reply to anyone. I just watched the numbers climb. Friday afternoon, Mom started calling. I let the first 3 calls go to voicemail. On the 4th, I answered. Ty, what the hell is this video? Take it down right now. You're embarrassing the entire family. Her voice was shrill, panicked in a way I had never heard before. I posted a video, Mom. That's all. You made your brothers look like monsters. People are sending me messages, asking if I raised thieves. This is humiliating. I felt calm in a way that scared me. I didn't make them look like anything. I just showed what happened. You're being petty and cruel. It's just a game, Ty. Just tickets. You keep saying that, I said quietly. But if it's just tickets, why did they steal them? Why did you defend them? Why am I the bad guy for telling the truth? She sputtered for a moment. You're tearing this family apart. No, Mom. You're embarrassed because I stopped protecting you from the consequences. I've been covering for them my whole life, making excuses, staying quiet. I'm done. If you don't take that video down, you're not welcome at Sunday dinner anymore. I almost laughed. I haven't been welcome at Sunday dinner in 20 years. I just kept showing up anyway. Then I hung up. The video hit 1 million views an hour later. That night I got a message from someone I hadn't heard from in 5 years. Amber, my cousin on Mom's side. We had been close as kids, but she disappeared from family events around the time I graduated high school. Ty, her message read. I saw your video. I need you to know something. You're not crazy. They did the same thing to me. I stared at the screen, my heart pounding. I typed back. What happened? Her response came in paragraphs. She told me about a college fund our grandmother had set up for her. Over $20,000. When she turned 18 and went to access it, the money was gone. Drew and Jay's parents, our aunt and uncle, had somehow gotten access to the account and drained it for family expenses. When Amber confronted them, the whole family turned on her. Called her ungrateful. Said she was lying. Mom had been the loudest voice against her. Amber stopped coming to holidays after that. She moved 3 states away and changed her number. I've been waiting for someone else to see it, she wrote. To finally understand what they are. I'm so sorry it took you this long. For the first time since Sunday, I felt something crack in my chest. But it wasn't sadness. It was relief. I wasn't alone. I had never been alone. Monday morning I got a call from my boss, Patricia. Ty, I need to ask you something, and I need you to be honest with me. My stomach dropped. Okay. Why didn't you attend the Super Bowl? Your tickets were part of your award package. We had photographers there expecting to get shots of our top performer for the company newsletter. Took a breath. The tickets were stolen from my apartment. Silence. Stolen. Did you file a police report? Not yet. It was family. Another pause. Family. I explained everything. The locked drawer. The video footage. The fact that my brothers were sitting in seats with my name on them. Patricia was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, Ty, those tickets weren't just pieces of paper. They were registered in your name through our corporate partnership. If someone else used them, they committed fraud. I need to escalate this to our legal team. I understand. He paused. We also have records of the ticket delivery confirmation call. Let me check something. He put me on hold. When she came back, her voice was ice cold. Ty, someone called our office on Friday before the game, claiming to be you, and confirmed the delivery address. But it wasn't your address. Do you have a brother named Drew Walker? My hands went numb. Yes. He's about to have a very bad week. By Tuesday afternoon, Drew's world started crumbling. I wasn't even the one who pulled the thread. My company's legal team had contacted the NFL's corporate fraud division. Turns out, using someone else's registered tickets is a federal offense when the tickets are part of a corporate prize package worth over $5,000. But the real damage came from somewhere else. The TikTok video had made its way to LinkedIn. Someone had tagged Drew's employer in a comment, asking if they knew their senior sales associate was the ticket thief from that viral video. Drew worked for a mid-sized tech company that prided itself on integrity and ethical business practices. By Wednesday, they had launched an internal investigation. On Thursday, Drew lost a deal he had been working on for 6 months. The client had seen the video. They didn't want to do business with someone they couldn't trust. Drew tried to salvage it by posting a long Instagram story about how the video was taken out of context, and how I was going through some mental health stuff. That backfired. People found his old posts. Screenshots of him bragging about expensive purchases while claiming to be broke. Tweets where he mocked people who can't take a joke. Someone even dug up a Yelp review where he had trashed a small business owner over a $10 dispute. The internet is undefeated. And I hadn't said a single word. Friday night, I did something I had been planning all week. I sat down at my desk, set up my webcam, and recorded a video. No anger. No tears. Just truth. My name is Ty Walker, and I want to tell you a story about what happens when you stay silent for too long. I spoke for 22 minutes. I showed the receipts, the text messages, the voicemails. I explained the family dynamics, the years of being overlooked, the pattern of taking and never giving back. I didn't name my brothers by name in the video, but I didn't have to. People had already connected the dots. I ended the video by saying, "This isn't about revenge. This is about refusing to be silent anymore. If you're watching this and you see yourself in my story, I want you to know that speaking up doesn't make you petty. It makes you free." I uploaded it to YouTube at 11 p.m. By Saturday morning, it had 300,000 views. By Sunday, it hit 2 million. The comment section was flooded. "This is the most powerful thing I've ever watched. You just described my entire childhood. This guy didn't just stand up for himself. He gave the rest of us permission to do the same." Brands started reaching out. A podcast wanted to interview me. Someone offered me a book deal. But the best message came from Patricia. "Ty, the CEO, watched your video. He wants to talk to you Monday morning. I think you're about to get promoted." Behind closed doors, my family was imploding. I knew because Amber was still in a group chat with some of our other cousins, and they were screenshotting everything and sending it to her. Drew and Jay were fighting. Drew blamed Jay for not being careful enough with their posts. Jay blamed Drew for coming up with the stupid plan in the first place. Mom was trying to do damage control, spinning a story to relatives that I was having a breakdown and making things up for attention. But nobody was buying it. Too many people had seen the video. Too many people had their own stories about how my brothers had treated them over the years. An aunt I barely knew called me directly. "Ty, I just want you to know I believe you. Drew borrowed $5,000 from me 3 years ago and never paid it back. When I asked about it, your mother told me I was being greedy." A second cousin sent me screenshots of messages where Jay had asked to borrow his car and returned it with a smashed bumper, then denied responsibility. The family I thought was united against me was fracturing. And I wasn't even the one swinging the hammer. I uploaded a single text to Instagram stories that night. Just 8 words on a black background. "You trained me to be silent. I'm done." That post got shared 40,000 times. Sunday morning I got a message from someone I didn't expect. "Hey Ty. You don't know me but my name is Vanessa. I dated Drew for 2 years. I saw your video and I need to talk to you." I called her within 10 minutes. She answered on the first ring. Vanessa told me everything. How Drew had cheated on her multiple times. How he had maxed out her credit card and ghosted her when she asked him to pay it back. How he had manipulated her into lying to her own family to cover for his mistakes. "But that's not why I'm calling," she said. "I have screenshots. Messages where he talked about you. About how easy you were to manipulate because you always forgave him. About how he was planning to take the Super Bowl tickets weeks before the game." "Why are you telling me this now?" asked. She was quiet for a moment. "Because I spent 2 years being gaslit by him. He made me feel crazy for noticing his lies. And when I finally left, he told everyone I was unstable. I lost friends. I lost time. And I'm tired of him getting away with it. Can you send me those screenshots?" I already did. "Check your email." I opened my laptop. There they were. Dozens of messages. Drew bragging to Vanessa about how Ty will get over it like he always does. Planning the theft like it was a game. Even a message that said, "Mom knows. She thinks it's funny." I stared at the screen. Then I replied to Vanessa, "Thank you." She wrote back immediately, "Burn it all down." Monday evening my phone rang. It was Jay. I almost didn't answer but something told me to pick up. "Ty." His voice was shaking. "Can we talk?" "We're talking now. I mean really talk. Not like this. I need to apologize." I said nothing. "Ty, I'm so sorry. We didn't mean for it to go this far. We just thought it would be funny like a prank and then everything got out of control and now Drew's job is in trouble and Mom won't stop crying and I'm sorry." "Why did you take them?" I asked quietly. Silence. "Why did you take my tickets, Jay?" "I don't know." "Yes, you do." More silence. Then barely a whisper. "Because Drew said you didn't deserve them. And you agreed." He didn't answer. I let the silence stretch until it hurt. Then I said, "You're not sorry you took them. You're sorry you got caught. There's a difference." "Ty, please." I hung up. 10 minutes later, I uploaded a new post. It was a voice recording. Just 15 seconds. Jay's voice saying, "Because Drew said you didn't deserve them." The caption, "This is what theft sounds like." That recording went viral faster than anything else I had posted. By midnight it had 5 million views. Wednesday afternoon I got an email I wasn't expecting. It was from a podcast called The Reckoning, a show that interviewed people who had cut off toxic family members and rebuilt their lives. They wanted me on as a guest. I hesitated for 2 days. This would make everything bigger, more permanent. There would be no taking it back. Then I thought about Amber. About Vanessa. About everyone who had messaged me saying they had lived the same story and never found the courage to speak. I replied, "I'll do it." The interview was recorded on Friday and went live on Monday. I told my story from the beginning. The host, a woman named Carla, didn't interrupt. She just let me talk. When I finished, she said something that made my throat tight. "Ty, what you're describing isn't just sibling rivalry. It's systematic scapegoating. And the fact that you're speaking about it without bitterness, just clarity, tells me you've already won." The episode hit 2 million downloads in 48 hours. I started getting messages from journalists, authors, even a screenwriter who wanted to option my story. But the message that mattered most came from Patricia. Ty, the CEO wants to offer you a director-level position. You've become the face of integrity for this company. We'd be honored to have you lead our ethics initiative. Accepted immediately. My brothers had tried to steal my moment. Instead, they gave me a platform. The internet works in mysterious ways. By the second week, someone on Reddit had started a thread compiling every story I had shared. But they didn't stop there. They started digging into my family's history. Old Facebook posts, comments on news articles, public records. The top comment on the thread, with over 50,000 upvotes, read, "This woman raised two narcissists and spent 30 years trying to destroy the only good one. She didn't just enable the abuse. She orchestrated it." Someone found a local news article from when I was 12. I had won a regional science fair, and the newspaper had interviewed my family. In the article, Mom was quoted saying, "We're so proud of all our boys. Drew is our athlete, Jay is our artist, and Ty is... Well, Ty keeps busy." I had forgotten about that article. But the internet doesn't forget. People found more. A church newsletter where Drew and Jay were praised by name for volunteering, but I wasn't mentioned even though I had organized the entire event. A family Christmas card from 2019 where Drew and Jay stood in the front with Mom, and I was cropped half out of the frame in the back. Every piece of evidence painted the same picture. I wasn't imagining it. I had been erased my entire life. The post ended with, "Ty didn't go viral for revenge. He went viral because he told the truth. And the truth is that some families destroy their best people to protect their worst." The consequences kept rolling in like waves I didn't have to create. Drew's company issued a statement on Thursday. "After an internal review, we have decided to part ways with Drew Walker, effective immediately. Our company values integrity, and we cannot employ individuals whose actions contradict those values." Drew lost his job. But it got worse for him. The client he had lost the week before. They posted publicly about why they pulled their contract, citing ethical concerns and a pattern of dishonest behavior. Other companies took notice. His LinkedIn became a graveyard. Jay's situation was somehow even more catastrophic. He worked as a part-time teaching assistant at a community college. Students found his old TikTok videos, the ones where he mocked people like me, where he laughed about losers who actually try in life. The college launched an investigation. By Friday, Jay was fired. Not for the Super Bowl theft. For creating a hostile environment and violating the school's conduct policy. Mom tried to rally support on Facebook, posting a long message about how cancel culture was destroying her boys over a misunderstanding. The post got ratioed into oblivion. People she had known for decades commented, "This isn't cancel culture. This is accountability. Your sons are adults who committed fraud. Maybe if you had taught them consequences, they wouldn't be learning them now." She deleted the post within 3 hours. 3 weeks after the Super Bowl, I packed up my apartment. The new director position came with a relocation package. I was moving to Austin, Texas. A fresh start in every possible way. As I sealed the last box, I walked through the empty rooms one more time. This was where I had lived when I thought hard work would make them love me. When I thought staying quiet would keep the peace. I had been wrong about both. I stopped in front of the drawer where the tickets had been. I thought about leaving a note, something petty. But I didn't need to. I pulled out the spare key they had copied, the one Drew had used to break in. I placed it on the kitchen counter and took a photo. Then I posted it to Instagram with a simple caption. "Left this key here for whoever wants to visit a place I'll never return to. The apartment is yours. I've moved on." I locked the door for the last time and dropped my keys in the landlord's mailbox. My phone buzzed. It was Amber. "Proud of you, cousin. You did what I couldn't." I wrote back. "We both did. You survived. That's enough." Then I got in my car, drove to the airport and didn't look back. Texas was waiting. So was the rest of my life. 2 days after I moved, Drew and Jay posted a video. I didn't watch it at first. Amber sent me the link with a vomit emoji. The title was, "We Messed Up, We Owe Ty an Apology." I finally clicked on it that night. They sat side by side on Mom's couch, looking tired and rehearsed. Drew did most of the talking. "We want to publicly apologize to our brother Ty. We made a huge mistake taking those tickets, and we're truly sorry for the pain we caused. Family is everything, and we hope Ty can forgive us someday." Jay nodded along, adding, "We've learned a lot from this experience, and we just want to move forward." It was hollow, performative. Every word sounded like it had been written by a lawyer or a PR consultant. They didn't apologize for years of abuse. They didn't acknowledge the pattern. They just wanted the heat to die down. I didn't respond. I didn't need to. The comments did it for me. "You're only sorry because you got caught. This is the most fake apology I've ever seen. Too late. Actions have consequences." Notice how they didn't apologize for anything except the tickets. What about the rest? The video got ratioed so hard they turned off comments within 6 hours. I screenshot the like-to-dislike ratio before they hit it. Then I went back to unpacking my new apartment in Austin. 4 months later, I was standing on the sideline of an NFL field. Not as a spectator. As a guest. My company had partnered with the league for a corporate social responsibility campaign. And as the new director of their ethics program, I was invited to a playoff game as part of a promotional collaboration. They gave me field access for warm-ups. I stood there watching players stretch and run drills, and I pulled out my phone. I recorded a short video. Just me smiling with the field behind me. A few months ago, someone tried to steal a moment from me. They thought taking my seat would break me. But here's what they didn't understand. You can steal someone's moment, but you can't steal who they become after. I posted it without tagging anyone, without mentioning my brothers. I didn't need to. The comments flooded in immediately. "This is the greatest comeback story I've ever seen. From theft victim to NFL field access. King behavior. Your brothers are somewhere watching this and dying inside." I hope they were watching. Not because I wanted them to hurt, but because I wanted them to see that trying to destroy me had only made me stronger. That night I had dinner with Carla from the podcast. She had become a friend. "You know what's wild," she said. "Your story isn't about revenge. It's about freedom." Thought about that. She was right. I wasn't free because I hurt them back. I was free because I finally stopped letting them hurt me. By the 6-month mark, the dust had settled into a new reality. Jay had filed for bankruptcy. His teaching career was over, his credit destroyed. He moved back in with Mom and took a job stocking shelves overnight at a grocery store. Drew was in therapy, also living at Mom's house. His reputation in sales was tanked. No company would touch him. He ended up taking a call center job for a third of his previous salary. Mom's social circle had evaporated. The women she had brunch with every Sunday stopped inviting her. Her church asked her to step down from the volunteer committee after too many complaints. She posted a Facebook message blaming me for destroying the family, but it got deleted by someone, maybe her, within an hour. I knew all this because Amber kept me updated. Not because I asked, just because she thought I should know. "Do you feel bad for them?" she asked me on a phone call. Thought about it. Really thought about it. "No," I said finally. "I feel bad for who I was before. The version of me that thought their love was worth chasing. And now I'm building a life with people who actually see me. Had new friends in Austin. A team at work that respected me. A future that didn't include waiting for scraps of approval from people who were never going to give it. When people asked if I forgave my brothers, I had one answer. Forgiveness is about freedom. And I don't owe them access to me." 1 year after the Super Bowl theft, I hosted a charity watch party in Austin. I rented out a theater, invited underprivileged kids from local youth programs, and gave away tickets to the championship game. 20 kids who had never been to a live sporting event got to experience what I had been denied. I stood in front of them before the game started and said, "No matter what anyone tries to take from you, they can't take your future. You decide who you become." I recorded the event and posted a final video that night. It showed the kids cheering, laughing, holding their tickets like they were gold. And at the end, I looked directly into the camera and said, "To everyone who's been the family scapegoat, the one they overlooked, the one they tried to break, you don't need their apology. You don't need their approval. You just need your own power back. Take it. Keep it. Build something they can never touch." The video ended with me smiling, surrounded by kids who reminded me why I fought so hard to get here. Not for revenge. Not for validation. But for the chance to show someone else that surviving isn't enough. You can thrive. I never spoke to Drew, Jay, or Mom again. I didn't block them. I just stopped checking. They became people I used to know. And that was enough. My name is Ty Walker. And this is how I took my life back.